going on, guys? Welcome to the very first ever episode 2 of Beside the Point.
There you go.
I'm Zach Quickle. I'm here with Kyler Regal, Eric Crane, and Cam Davies. Still hot as shit outside, guys.
Yeah, we're dying out here.
I'm doing a lot of staying inside. What do you got? What about you guys? You guys going out?
Yeah.
Kind of. My house gets hot as hell.
Pool days? Anything
My
like
AC
that?
in my truck just got fixed, thank God.
Yeah,
So
popping
I
bottles.
can actually go outside.
It's
yeah,
a for sure thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cold
How
as
many
shit.
days do we drive around in that truck?
Oh, a long time.
Taking showers in that
couple
truck.
weeks.
Just sweating it out.
Oh
Couple
God.
weeks.
Yeah.
I stopped driving people around because I was like, I understand, like you guys.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know what the hellhole Oklahoma is, it's like 100 degrees here all the time.
Hellhole.
Humidity of about 90%.
And
Yeah.
this place just sucks.
But a beautiful place.
And-
And one thing about Oklahoma is we like our guns.
There we go.
And
That's
so-
a segue. I
So,
like that.
so that's the topic today. Let's
like
talk about gun
that.
control. Let's talk about gun
Let's
control.
talk about it.
Do we have strong opinions on
America.
gun control? America.
You ain't gonna take my Fifth Amendment.
Yeah.
That's
It's
not
the
the-
second.
It was like,
Amendment.
I don't think so.
That's the second.
I'll-
That's completely the second.
I'll plead the
I plead
fifth,
the
I
fifth.
guess.
Completely the second. Absolutely.
So do we all know how the Second Amendment reads?
Let's hear it.
We all know it.
You gotta,
I don't know.
You
You're
better
You're about
read
to
word,
tell us.
but-
You're about to tell us.
Second
Right to bear
Amendment.
arms.
Yeah.
A well-regulated militia being
Right.
necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Is the
whole
Second
thing?
Amendment. That's the
whole
Second
thing?
Amendment
Oh,
right
thank God. You about lost me.
there. Yeah,
Hey.
that's the Second
That's a
Amendment.
lot
right
of
there.
words.
I
lot of reading,
worry.
friend.
I worry about my militia steady.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That's-
Well, the
How-
militia being us.
How is the militia?
Well,
The
that-
militia
that's the
being us
thing.
Oh, we
as
are the
as
militia.
citizens, yes.
I don't remember
the
signing up for
militia
that.
is the
A
militia
well-regulated-
When you were
regulated-
18, you
Oh,
signed
well-
up.
that was part of it.
A well-regulated militia being necessary
Right.
to
They
the
give you-
security of a
Right.
free state.
And they give you bear arms
Being
if you
us.
need them.
Right, a whole
like
a bear's arm.
Bear
Yeah.
bear paws.
Bear
Right,
arms.
yes, claws.
Claws.
Bear
Fuck
arms.
somebody up, panda style.
Yeah.
You can't get panda arms.
Is that an
yeah.
option?
Yes.
No,
Panda
no,
arms?
no.
I
No,
can't
no.
get panda arms?
No, you. He can. I can.
Panda? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's clear. What kind of
Yeah.
arms do I get? Like bear arms? Polar bear arms? I'm pretty
No.
white.
You're like brown. Like
You
you're like,
get brown bear. You get just standard.
Plain ass brown bear
Standard
arms?
shit bear. That's what you get.
Come on, man.
I'm talking more Smith and Wesson. Fucking
Okay. Oh,
Remington,
gotcha.
stuff like that.
Firearms.
Firearms.
bears
Two
with
bear
guns.
firearms.
Bears with guns. is
Pistols
what
for
Bear
pandas.
firearm.
Yeah, Pistols for Pandas is one of my favorite charities.
Pistols for
Gotta-
pandas.
Yeah, we gotta arm those
You
motherfuckers.
said
sure.
that so fast. You thought about it.
Pistols for pandas.
I feel like
that.
you
That could
thought
be a
of
shirt.
this.
That might be a shirt
Pistol
for
for
us.
Pandas. It is a shirt. It's like this is.
Oh,
charity.
it is?
Yeah,
Damn
getting
it.
Pistols
Can't be
for
our
Pandas.
idea.
I'm not making things
It
up.
can't be our
I was
idea.
gonna say.
I still don't believe you.
Damn,
This is
you're
like when you
making
said
it
you
up.
were deaf in one ear for half a
Google.
kid.
Hey, Google that. Pistols for Pandas. It's out there. Get
Google
you
it.
the
I'm
shirt.
deaf in one ear. Google it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so how do we feel? How do we feel about that? How do we feel about gun control here? How do we feel about guns in general? Are we gun owners? Anybody here a gun owner? My father is. My father has guns.
I'm a gun owner.
Oh, yeah?
I would.
My
own
dad
guns all
is.
day long.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
right.
My father has his concealed carry. I'm really just too lazy
So
to
I
get
respect
one, or
that.
I would.
Right. Concealed carry. I'm behind that.
The only, like my biggest opinion on it is like you don't need gun control, just like more regulations on it. Like
That is
you know,
gun
you
control.
Can't,
Like that, like at its core.
but you
is
know what I
gun
mean though.
control.
It's just like you can't be some like crazy ass dude just walk into Walmart and go buy a gun or whatever.
But I think you should.
Well, they do background checks and whatnot,
Kind
and it's more so like academy.
No,
not
like,
really
Let me
Walmart.
see your
I was gonna say
ID.
you can literally walk into
Okay.
an academy and buy a gun.
You can't. I mean, you have to
After an
license-
adequate background check, though.
Yeah, I mean,
There
like,
is
it's
a
like
process.
day.
You can't just walk in there and buy a gun.
Yeah, okay.
You can't.
That's the logo.
Did you search
for
pistols for
pandas.
pandas?
Pistols
Yeah,
for
dude.
pandas.
PFP, Pistols for Pandas.
Yeah. We'll throw that up, Dustin. If you'll throw that up in the
We're
video.
gonna have to. We're to show
Just
everyone
Google
this.
pistols for pandas. Just a lot of,
Well,
That's a
throw
thing.
it.
a lot of
Throw it up.
pictures with pandas with guns in their hands.
Does it make you
I don't-
uncomfortable?
No,
you
it
scared of
made-
bears with arms?
I actually used to have this one as my background. Oh,
that's a good one.
I don't know
Yeah,
why.
yeah.
Okay.
That's
All right. Do you guys think do you think a regulated militia is necessary
No.
these days?
Man, that's
so many
interesting.
stupid people. It bothers me that so many people have guns so easily.
I guess
I
that
know
that
that sounds
brings me to
bad,
my
but,
point, 'cause I don't mind conceal and carry. I think that's awesome. You know, I think that's great. I think if you take a class, conceal and carry. My issue comes from open carry. I think that's the dumbest thing. This comes to time I'm walking. Let me take you to a place. Walking around Walmart. Walking towards me is a man. If he's not 400 pounds, I'm lying. You know,
Close enough.
it's a big guy.
If you're lying, you're dying.
Right. If I'm lying, I'm
Greg
dying.
Miller.
He's wearing he's wearing jorts, big jorts, Jinkos.
400 pounds?
90s,
Oh, I'm
big man in
digging it.
jorts.
Digging it. I'm
Big
loving
man
the
in
story.
jorts with his New Balance kicks.
All
right?
right. Already
He's
red
walking.
flag.
He's
Already
walking
red flag.
towards me in a Guns N' Roses t-shirt. Okay, and on his hip is a holster that does not fit right with a Colt 45.
He's having to search
Just
for it.
walking around Walmart.
Have to lift up his fat roll and grab it out of the holster.
I have an issue with this. Why is this man carrying a pistol around Walmart? Doesn't make any sense. It's just a fashion decision he made this morning.
In case some robbers come in and.
Well,
But that's what
Yeah.
conceal and carry. I'm 100% okay with, because you have to sit through a day-long class, so I know you have the basic understanding of when you can legally shoot a human being. You know what I mean? This guy woke up that day and was like, "That's a pretty sweet pistol. I'm gonna slap that son bitch right on my hip because nobody can tell me I can't." And that's where I've got a problem.
it is ignorant to wear it and just have it just flashed.
That's
like
what I'm saying,
that.
open
Like,
carry.
It's concealed for a reason. It's under your shirt. It's not visible.
Right? It's madness.
I still think just because you
And
take
you can
a
open
class,
carry anything. That's the problem, though. You can open carry like an assault rifle.
Can you wear a shotgun on your back
Yes.
through Walmart?
Not through Walmart. There's like gun-free zones, but like legally, if I'm walking down the street, I can just have a gun, and it's just out because open carry, Oklahoma, hell yeah.
No, but I
And
just
that's
don't
where I
like
got a
it.
problem
Okay, so
with.
you can take a class or two. It's like a 3-day class, maybe, depending on which state you live in
Right.
or whatever. It's just like your driver's test. We all took our driver's test. We learned how to drive. We know what you're not
Right.
supposed to do.
Right.
After that, how many people follow the laws of the
Well, I'm
road?
just saying, but at least I know that human being has at least been told what the rules are. You know what I mean? This cat walking around Walmart with a revolver, I have no idea where he got that revolver or what makes him think he can just carry it around.
He sat through a class.
No, he didn't. That's
And-
my point.
and
He
both
got it.
his
He got it
chairs.
from a gun show with a scratched off
See,
serial number.
that's what I'm saying. Is like it's open carry. He didn't have to sit through a class to do that.
Right. Well, let me read you something here.
Hit me.
It says the potential for a citizens' militia was an important provision for the protection of constitutional principles when a large federal government and union of sovereign states were new, untested, and
Right.
potentially dangerous.
Right.
Today, the idea of such a militia is unnecessary and feasible and antiquated. Do you think? Because when they made the Second Amendment, it was
Right.
way back.
It
in
was
the
back
day.
when they
way
just
back in
just
the day.
revolted.
When we had gunpowder, we were
talking
stuffing
about
our
bear
rifles and
arms.
stuff. Do you
Chopping
think
off bears' arms?
do you think it's unnecessary to have guns in the United States today because our military and our government is more?
I think your argument's different. I don't think
Defense
that.
spending,
I don't think that it's because we need a
Number
militia.
one for a reason.
But two-time world champs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Undefeated
I don't
World
think
War
it's for the militia reasons, but I think that, and we'll get into it in a second because you got a bunch of countries with different regulations. But of all the countries in the world, the ones with the least amount of gun control are statistically the ones with the least amount of crime. Does that make sense?
Well, that's not. We'll get
No,
to that
it
in a
is.
second, but let's focus on America right
What
now
I'm saying is, I think we need guns just because guns.
because we're fucking insane in
Well,
America.
I feel like that's not a valid argument. Sir, we need guns because guns.
Yeah.
I got guns, bitch.
100%. Guns because guns.
That's the best reason I've got. I don't think that there's a. I don't think
Well, you
there's a
see,
world.
you think there's no concern of our government turning against us?
Oh, there absolutely is. But I just think that if our government turned against us, we would get shit on. I don't care how many guns we have in this room. We're toast. We're done. It's over. You know what I mean? Like
Passing out your ARs to
yeah,
your neighbors.
There is not a militia that's rising up in our country that takes the American government down. It's not happening. Stop. Forget that.
No.
No.
I mean, you're right. You're right.
I do know. It's like what are the bunch of hillbillies and their shotguns gonna do when an Apache helicopter flies over that hill? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't,
Literally
out
goes
of the
through the
Apache
barn,
helicopter.
just bullet.
Yeah. It's like, what are we going to be
See ya,
doing?
hillbillies. Wave that Confederate flag.
Yeah, shooting pistol rounds off at
Right.
the tanks. Like,
See, that's what I'm saying. Is at this point, it's like, no, I don't think we need a militia. I don't think there's a world where a militia actually does anything.
the more point of it is for a militia is also for like being invaded also.
Which at that point we have
Yeah,
the
yes,
reserves.
Right, but
That's
it's
kind of
like-
what they're there
No,
for.
because
Well,
going back to like the redcoats,
Right.
like the militia was stood against Britain.
Right.
That was the concept of militia. Obviously,
Yeah.
it has other reasons as well as far as the
Right.
Constitution goes. But being able to have the right to bear arms to defend ourselves in case the government can't.
Right.
That's the main point of it for me.
It wasn't before we revolted. The militia was essentially the reserves. It was people who weren't
Basically.
active in the
Farmers
military,
and
right?
everything that,
Basically,
knew
That was
how to
before
fire
we started the
weapon.
war. It was like just a thing that we had. So like we do
Farmers
have a
who had
militia
guns,
in the sense of the reserves. Like I don't think that really applies to us.
No.
But I think we need guns because guns.
Yeah, it's also. Yeah.
I don't mind you having guns, but they need to be more like regulated on how you get them, the amount of classes, like where you.
So you think
keep
before
them.
you think like I think you have a class to conceal and carry. You should have a class before you can even buy the gun to start with.
Oh yeah, no, you should have and you should have someone come out and see where you're keeping the guns because
Okay.
that's a big problem. Is little kids will find their parents' guns, shoot their
I don't
brother.
think-
You
I
should
think it's-
definitely not
does
have
it-
anybody coming to check your shit out and see where you're hiding your guns.
In
That's an
Australia-
invasion of privacy.
Okay, in Australia they do that.
We don't
If
live
you
in
have-
Australia, Bubba.
They
We
have-
don't. We live in goddamn Oklahoma, USA.
They
Land of the
also
free, yeehaw!
they also have the
We don't
least.
live in Australia, man.
They have
That's
the
his point,
least. Oh my
Quickle.
god! They have the least
That's
amount
his
of
point.
crime out of like any other country, and they have the most strict gun laws.
Okay, we'll get
What
to
about the most
Australia in a
strict? They
minute.
still have
though.
guns.
We'll get to Australia.
No, but there's crazy regulations.
We'll get to
But it's not
Australia in a
like
minute.
England who doesn't.
What I was talking about when the militia seems a little bit outdated or whatnot.
Sure.
But the owning and bearing of arms is not only protected under the Constitution as a means of defense against armed burglary, but also against military invasion. If the U.S. military became incapacitated by, for instance, nuclear efforts,
Right.
the only remaining defense of the American
no
on
one.
American soil would be their citizens themselves.
my
That
argument.
are- that
my
are-
argument's the exact same.
that are suffering
It's-
from nuclear fallout and not be able to.
We're all
live-
dying.
Absolutely.
Right.
If our military,
If we get nuked, like that's it.
that's
I mean, that's fantastic in theory, but I think it's the same thing. It's like when the Russians decide to nuke us. All right, we'll rise up. We're gonna fight these Russians, and then a
No,
Russian Apache
we're not.
helicopter comes over there.
Same thing.
Yeah, it's the same
That's
story.
the same thing. Yeah.
They
Like
may
the
have less
movies.
Apache helicopters, but it's like, do they need more than
Yeah,
one?
I don't know. Like, yeah.
The whole city could
I
band
guess
together.
that- I
We
guess
might
that's
not
my
be able to
argument,
take
is
down
we
that
live,
one.
We live in a time where we can't arm ourselves to fight a military anymore.
Or they could just launch missiles at us from a distance.
That's my point exactly. It's like that all made sense when like they had the same shit musket that you
People were
had.
lining
You know what I
up
mean?
in
Like,
lines. to
gun was a
take
gun
shots.
back then. Now a gun's not a gun.
right.
I think it's a very different.
They wouldn't be
situation.
fighting a ground game against us.
Right. That's yeah.
There wouldn't be.
Right.
There would be no ground game. They'd come and pick
There's
up
not
the
a
dead
world where a bunch of
bodies.
rednecks and their shotguns are fighting off anybody.
See, I don't know. You
Well,
say
we
that,
still got
but-
our ARs and our fucking.
You say that, but you're
One missile that comes in,
Yeah.
they're all bunkered in.
you're saying that like the war's only gonna be fought on one front though, like where we
It
wouldn't
wouldn't
be
be
able
a war. If
It'd be a slaughter. is
if
my
the
point.
military's gone, we're just fighting
Yeah.
like little chickens with our
Right.
heads cut off out
Well,
there.
that's the thing.
I don't
though.
think
You're
that's
also
true at all.
assuming- You're
I don't
also
think that's true.
assuming
You're a
that
fucking American.
What about my
God,
Apache
that's
helicopter?
no,
yeah,
so-
that's not an argument.
Yeah,
that
you're-
we're
you're
fucking
You're also
American.
assuming that like the military will be wiped out entirely. That there wouldn't be.
Oh, there'd be
anything else
resistance,
for us.
but
Yeah, and also like even if we were to like bear arms against
Sure.
a foreign country invading,
sure.
we could still you can still strike strategically bases and stuff like that, like
Right.
operating areas. You can sabotage. Like there's other things you can't do. Is like the right to bear arms.
Right. Well, I'm talking
you're
about people coming over
like,
here.
Yeah, like 50,000 people running up a hill to assault a
I-
military base. Yeah, obviously a couple of Apache helicopters, a couple of tanks, a couple of well-placed mortars. Yeah, we're fucked. But that's not the point of it.
If we got
obviously.
attacked by
The point
some-
is them taking it all away from us entirely and us not even having that chance.
Yeah, no,
Well,
is
the
what
good
I'm
news
trying
that
to
as
say.
a male here, that if things went to shit on
That
our
is
military
true.
side, guess who's joining the military?
Yeah.
All of us.
Yeah, I was
As a male, I don't know why you brought gender into this.
Because
I
they'll
don't
get
know.
because
drafted if you're
girls don't
female.
have to join the draft. That's
No,
what
I'm not
talking-
saying they
would-
wouldn't- I'm
I
not
mean,
saying they
it's
wouldn't
just.
volunteer. I'm
No,
saying
as a
involuntarily.
guy,
if
you
you
are-
like it or not.
It does
If
matter.
if
Actually,
our
a lot.
military's in a place,
Because when you're 18, you apply for the draft,
you're in
whether
the
you
draft.
like to or not. And
Right.
if they ever pull up a draft, we have to go. Girls can always go, but we have
Right.
to. We
That's
will
a
be a
choice you
part
can
of the
make.
military.
It might be something they changed.
I don't know. I'm
well,
not familiar
right now
with
they
draft
don't
law
need.
anymore.
They don't even need people. The draft won't ever happen. We have. Like people that are already
People-
backed up
one
to
of
the
the
Air
biggest-
Force
Right.
Reserves,
People-
Army
armies,
Reserves. We
yeah.
don't need the draft right
Right.
now.
Sure. All right. So it seems like we all kind of have different perspectives on the guns things.
That's
Yeah,
exactly-
if so, are we for? Are we for guns being allowed in the United States, or should they take it away?
Allowed, yes,
I
but
am.
more regulations. I don't think you should
I
just
don't
be
know
able to
if I
go up
agree
and
with that either,
sit in a
though.
class. Be like, okay,
I
I'm
don't know if I
good.
agree with that though, because like in the places in this country where guns are most regulated, right? Chicago, California, those are the places with the most gun-related incidents, and then places with the least regulation, Vermont, Maine, up in New England, all of that less gun-related violence.
Irrelevant. You're
Is it
talking
irrelevant?
about. You're talking
I think
about.
it's like 100% relevant.
No, irrelevant. You're talking about places that have like population of 10 versus population of like a couple million.
Right.
So obviously
That's fair.
there's
Per
gonna
capita,
Be,
more
yeah,
people wanna
there's
kill
gonna
each
be
other.
like 1,000 times per. 1,000 times more gun-related violence in a place with 10 million people than like a place that has
Right.
100 people. All 100 people have guns.
Say we just dump a bunch of guns in Chicago and see what happens. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying it's irrelevant in the point
Yeah.
of like you're talking about a place that has like
Well,
literally no citizens and probably
true.
all armed.
I don't know
versus,
about literally no citizens. Like people live there.
You know what I mean? You know what I
Vermont,
mean? Figuratively,
Stop making stuff up.
Figuratively,
We got like maple syrup and shit up there. So
figuratively, no people live
Vermont
there.
needs to exist because I like pancakes. That's
So you
all.
think if there's more gun restrictions, there'll be less homicides?
No.
I feel like less stupid people will have guns because they won't be able to pass.
I think
any of
more.
the
I think more
restrictions.
so. Stupid people will have guns
How do you
because
think if they have more
it'll develop a
restrictions?
black market.
Yeah.
It'll develop a black market.
Okay, right now, if you wanted a gun and you couldn't pass like the regulations, where would
I
you
could go to the OKC fairgrounds and
They
buy a
wouldn't be able to
gun.
do that because there'd be regulations against them just openly selling at a fair. Is my point.
You hit the streets, just whispering around.
He's gonna whisper on the streets of Edmond.
Hey guys, you got
First of all,
guns?
this it'll relate entirely to like drug trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
Like
It's still- yeah.
it's gonna get out. It's gonna be there.
Right.
You can't
It's
stop it.
inevitable.
Exactly.
I guess
I
that's
like
the
the
point.
prohibition with alcohol.
Bad guys are always gonna have guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Always.
Yeah. Like you
The
you can
bad
regulate
man's
it.
always got a gun.
You
Eric.
can regulate it as much as you want. You're
Sometimes
still
an
gonna
Apache
be
helicopter.
able to get a gun.
Stop with the Apache helicopter.
All right, so now going into other countries with their gun laws. The
Right.
passage of strict gun laws in Australia in 1996 included the destruction of approximately 650,000 atomic and automatic
Oh,
and
also
semi-automatic weapons, resulted in 59% decrease in gun-related homicides. It has completely halted the occurrence of mass shootings.
Yeah.
In
They've only
Australia.
had
Oh,
like
that's interesting.
one since then.
Having
That's
said
interesting.
that, in 1997, Great Britain banned civilian possession of almost all handguns in response to a Dunblane massacre, which is basically this guy went into like this charter school and shot up a bunch of kids and a
Like
teacher.
A bunch of kids.
Yeah, Thomas Hamilton
Yep.
was his name. And with the ban of firearms in Great Britain, the rate of international homicide climbed to a peak in 2002 and is still higher today than it was in 1996.
Yep.
In addition to that,
Because of the regulations on
because of the
They
regulations.
attributed to that.
Yeah.
It's
That's
the
probably
exact
how we
opposite
would
thing
go.
happened.
People would get real pissed here.
In addition to that, countries such as Israel and Switzerland broadly permit home ownership and concealed carry of handguns, and they enjoy relatively low rates of homicide.
That's what I was saying.
So it really doesn't matter if you ban guns. People will always have guns. Bad
I
guys
think
will always have
That
bad
might go to
guns.
what Cam was saying though about the difference between Chicago and Vermont. It's like we can argue that Great Britain is Chicago. That's denser. There's more people there. Yeah, they're gonna keep killing each other. Where in Australia, they're all spread out. You know what I mean? Like you take their guns away, you can't even see anybody to shoot at this point. Like, oh, where'd everybody go? There's so
Yeah,
much
that's fine.
outback.
Yeah.
But it's a crazy process to even. It's a crazy process to even
Same
get
with, like,
guns.
Switzerland.
You seen that dingo?
There's so much
Did it eat
outback,
my, did it eat
mate.
me? Did it eat my baby? Did that
Yeah.
dingo eat my baby?
Oh, man.
I was gonna also say
Don't have a
'cause,
gun
like,
to
you
shoot
know,
the dingo. They ate my baby.
A place like Switzerland is also a lot more reserved.
No,
Like,
they're not.
there's,
They're not
like,
like we're
just-
America.
Do you think
in
it's like?
general.
Do you think it's a cultural thing?
Yeah, in
Yeah.
general, they're a lot more relaxed people.
Well,
you
I would
know?
argue that the Middle East, i.e., Israel, is not a more relaxed
Absolutely
place than
not.
Switzerland, and they're having similar results
With gun laws, whether they allow guns.
with similar Switzerland type.
Yeah, but what are their gun
laws?
laws? They like allow guns, but what are their
Probably
regulations
like
to get
handguns
one?
and whatnot. Probably not automatic
They're
weapons and
similar
stuff.
to our gun laws.
Yeah.
No, if you have any, pretty much in Australia, to sum up, because there's a lot of different licenses. They pretty much you have to have a different license for every type of gun,
Like what kind of
and
types of
different.
guns?
What?
What kind of license would I have to get to fly an Apache helicopter?
That one was not on here. There's
Probably
one,
multiple years in the Air Force.
Oh,
That's
got
what
it.
you need.
Yeah, years of training.
Yeah.
to have
Years
okay,
and years of
Okay,
training.
when I say
Also a
regulation-
degree.
Yeah. Great.
Okay,
Probably
to
great
have
test scores.
Yeah,
to
a
have
degree.
handguns, you actually have to compete in 8 competitions a year. If you have 2 different types of handguns, you have to participate in 12 competitions a
So
year.
you have to be
and
like
be
a competitive shooter.
Yes,
is
you
what
have
it's
to
trying
join a
get you
club to do
Yeah, I'm out on that.
ARs. ARs,
Don't
you have
need
to
a
do.
handgun that
You have
bad.
to be part of a club that
Yeah.
goes through regulations, checks,
right.
classes. That's what I mean. If you can do that,
So you want more like Australia? You
Yes.
can still own a handgun,
Yeah,
but you
can
gotta have a reason
'cause,
to own
like,
it.
there are people that have tons of guns. The cops, if you have a certain amount of guns, they have to come in and see that you actually at least have it safely put
In a
up
safe
and it's
or-
separated. It's not like all the time. Like they'll call you and be like, "Hey, we're coming in."
Time to hide your
Nah,
guns.
yeah,
no,
fuck
but
that. I
this
still don't
is-
think that's cool. Though.
But this is
Why?
the devil's advocate
Because-
or the
because
you
why?
know
I
the
need-
argument.
why do
to
people
that.
need to know where I have my firearms at?
Because the people that we don't know are the ones going and shooting up schools.
Well, no, I was gonna say
I
this,
just-
the argument to that though is like, I don't want to do all that. I don't want to have to go through all that.
Then you don't
but
get
I
a
still,
gun.
But I still want to be able to defend myself against somebody who might
Exactly.
do that.
It's an invasion of privacy. I don't need the government coming and say, okay, so you have your guns here. Okay, noted. All right, so that's locked up. Okay,
Now I know.
noted.
So
I
when
know
the
where that is. I know where that
Apache
is.
helicopter comes,
Yeah.
we're
Well,
gonna
see,
shoot you.
I-
It's an
Back
invasion
to
of
his
privacy.
point, the
I'm gonna
government's
kill
not
you
what
with
you need to
a
worry
damn
about.
Apache
You don't need to worry about the
helicopter.
government. They're gonna win if that's what it's coming to. And someone that comes into your house as an intruder doesn't know where you keep your guns. What are you worried about the police coming through? Like, oh, I know where his guns are.
It's interesting too. Is like
It's just an invasion of privacy. Is my point. Is all I'm trying
I
to say.
agree with him. I think I should walk into Walmart, walk out an hour later with a shotgun. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
And that's not a joke though. It's like I think that's fine. I think handguns are bad. Maybe fill out some paperwork for a handgun. But I think we should,
what?
I think we should pass
Okay,
shotguns
this-
out
this
to
whole
the
argument.
masses. It's not like no. I'm being serious though.
I
It's
know,
like,
but you have to have an
That's-
argument.
that's
You
what's
can't
bad.
just say that I feel like we should be able to have a shotgun.
I feel like no, but I feel like I think we're in a good spot where we are with our regulations. I don't think we need any more. I don't think we need any less. I think America's in that sweet spot.
I don't know if we are.
Yeah,
I think we are too.
We have some,
I really think we are
we
too.
have
I don't think
more
there's nothing.
shootings than like any other country almost.
yeah, it's because Americans are just
Because
more violent.
it's like we all want guns. We all, and I
I mean,
actually do
I don't
like
want
guns. I'm not against
I don't
guns.
I'm
I
not
just
for
think
them. I
that
don't own a bunch
if
of
I
you
think a
have
lot of
them-
American culture has to do with that. The movies that we produce, the music that we produce. You know, John Wick and shit.
Okay,
Cool shit. Cool shit.
it's-
But I mean, like,
yeah, it's fun to go shoot guns in
Yeah.
the range and stuff like that.
Well, see that I don't have a problem with. Go to the range, go skeet shoot, and do whatever you want to do.
skeet shooting.
Skeet shooting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really care if you want to do that. That's fine. You want to compete, shoot guns. They're fun. I don't
Yeah.
think you need to be walking around with them.
I
in
agree.
public.
I think open carry is
Why?
madness.
Why do you need it out there?
Yeah, I agree with you.
Something goes
100%.
down. I can tell you the last thing I want is some random ass person trying to shoot around when I'm running out of the building. That motherfucker.
Well, that's true, but
more
100%.
people.
Those bad
Your boys on
people
your
will
team.
still be there at shooting up a theater. And if there was somebody, a sane person that did have a concealed carry license, he could have maybe ended that whole thing a little
A
bit
guy who
earlier.
sat through a class, I don't want him aiming shit anywhere. You better be trained if you're going to be aiming down sights while everyone
how
is
do you,
mass.
how do you
running
think
out
they
of
should be
somewhere.
trained then?
Huh? Go
How do
to
you
a
think they should
class
be
where they lit a class for a week, and then you have to continually go back, and someone
not
watches
just a
you.
piece of paper
You have
you
to be
get for the
trained.
It's not just a
no,
day-long class, by the
well,
way.
this is-
It's
this
not
is
just a
his
day-long
point.
class.
3-day class.
This is his
Eli
point.
got his on a
If
weekend
somebody
class.
came into your class and was shooting, like at school, and was shooting up your class, and some random dude just pulled out a gun and started shooting,
It
back,
wouldn't be a random
you
dude.
think-
It would be a teacher or
That
somebody.
doesn't make me feel any better. I mean, okay, I
So-
guess
so
it makes
you
me feel
have
better than a
fucking-
classmate, but
No, so you have Dr. fucking Phil who's taken like one gun class in his life and has gone to the range 3 times. You have them just shooting it out in the middle of the class. Like that.
Would
makes
you
feel
rather
better?
have that or just the madman on the loose
I'd
with
rather
nobody?
that.
I'm just saying.
You'd rather
rather
that?
have
That's
madman on
fucking
the
loose.
absurd.
No, they've actually
no,
talked
okay.
about it,
Did
and they
you
would
do?
have
Oh my god.
they would have more casualties probably because that guy could either get shot and then you have 2 guns, or he will hit other people that would not have gotten hit. They've actually thought about this.
Okay, so you'd rather have the madman on the loose than somebody who has a concealed carry license that could potentially end that before
It
he
depends
shoots
on
6 or 7 more
if they're
kids.
trained.
He's talking about Joe Blow just carrying around a gun and starting a gunfight.
Okay,
Yeah,
because-
that's not how
Okay,
not how
our
it
friend-
works here though.
Our friend,
That's
I'm
not how it
gonna
works.
say his name. He got his
already
from a
did.
weekend
You already said his
class.
name.
Oh, I did. I did say his name.
I'm not gonna put him on blast.
No, he got it on a 3-day class. It's like a weekend class.
And you don't shoot at any point in that 3 days.
No, you don't.
don't.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want that guy defending me. I don't
fair.
want him with a gun walking around. It does not help me. If he was trained and had to go through a class and every year he'd come back and say, hey, show us how you do this and that. And if he could do it completely, aim accurately, I'm fine with him carrying a gun. That guy,
Passive
I would
basic
love
vision
to
test.
have him
Right.
carrying a gun. But the fact that you can just go into Walmart or Academy and do a background check and get a gun,
Right.
not
It's
really
some
who I want.
17-year-old kid working the register at Walmart running your background check.
Yo, I've got a clean background.
Well, you definitely can't buy guns at Walmart anyways.
Yes, you can. Like
You definitely
100%
can.
you
And you can
Which
buy,
Walmart?
Huh?
What?
All
Walmart
Walmarts.
in the sporting
Like for
goods.
real. Like you.
That glass case of the
Yeah, yeah.
sporting thing has guns in it.
Yeah, yeah. They don't.
Oh, that's right, actually.
Yeah, yeah. Shotguns,
Yeah.
ARs.
Pistols.
Pistols.
Do they have automatics there?
No,
Or like
no, you
semi-automatics?
You can't buy
You can't
it.
buy
Semi-automatics is what I mean.
Yeah, they'll sell an AR.
You can
It's
sell
not a
an
good
AR
but
semi.
they sell an AR.
Right.
Yeah.
I just think more so like
Walmart stays
Academy.
strapped, I guess is what I'm saying.
But either way, there's never going to be a good solution for gun control.
There's no
because
right-
Especially
always-
now.
There's always divided.
Australia, they actually did take those guns from people, which was crazy. I was reading some stuff on it, and some people were pissed, obviously, but at the same point, they were like, it's better than everyone having all these crazy ARs. We don't really need that. Here, you couldn't do that now.
There's too many.
Everyone loves their guns too much. It would just cause a riot.
Right.
People just start shooting.
Don't get me
Which
wrong,
is
I
what I'm
don't-
talking about. People were just so quick to shoot, and I
Yeah.
feel like that's not a good thing to
You
be.
pull the trigger like immediately.
Yeah. But,
I'm not an avid supporter. Like I don't own a bunch of guns, but own your
guns
guns.
are fun,
Whatever.
but
I don't even know if I agree with they're fun. It's like the energy it takes to go out and shoot it, and I gotta clean the thing, and buy the no, can't do it.
I've been to the gun range.
Can't
Pretty
do
bad.
it.
It feels good.
Feels good.
Feels good.
Feels real good.
Feels good, man.
Good. Feels
Feels
real
good. All that power between my hands.
Feel like a man.
Yeah. Pew pew.
First time I went, some
pew.
dude
Yeah.
shot a pistol. It sounded like a goddamn cannon going off next to me.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
I was like, I don't know what he's shooting.
I will have 2 of those.
Yes.
Tombstone this motherfucker.
Like the bullets are like $5 a piece.
They're bad.
It's Seriously,
unreal.
like the bullets were like $5 a piece for him to be shooting them.
Well,
But it was cool though, wasn't it?
No.
Probably worth every penny.
yeah, it's some exhilaration from that for sure.
Maybe the first time, but
Yeah.
I feel like after a while, I'd be like $5.
Right.
That's a whole beer right there, guys.
Let's not get crazy.
That's a beer and a shot most places. You kidding me?
Not bad. Not bad.
Uh-huh.
Guns are cool enough.
Absolutely. And I think I'm okay with our gun laws here.
I think
To be honest.
like I said,
I
I
live
think
with
we're in a
them, but-
sweet spot.
Yeah.
When people are like, "Oh, they're too tight, they're not tight enough," I'm like, "Yeah, maybe keep them just like this." It's like, I think we're all right at the moment. That's my stance at least. But I do get Eric's point. Like,
Yeah.
if I have a problem with open carry,
Yes.
his argument's true too. Of like, well, how much more does a person really get from a concealed carry class?
None.
But it is more than the 0. So I
Absolutely. I'd rather have that person there
I
if
am
a
opposed.
madman
Like,
goes
the
on.
things that make me the most angry on the internet are people like hillbillies who are like, I'm going to strap this AR to my back and I'm going to walk down my neighborhood and I dare you to try and arrest me. It's like, no, obviously, this guy's going to want to have a conversation with you about why you're walking around the street
Yeah.
with an AR strapped to
Maybe a
your
little
back.
bit overkill.
So
Yeah.
where are you going?
Well, like I
Just
said,
head
the
to
only,
church?
Yeah.
the only thing I would want.
And he's like, I don't have to tell you anything. This is America and I can do whatever I want. It's like, no, I kind of need to know where you're going
Yeah, it's
with
like,
that
whoa,
gun.
sir. He's like, whoa.
It's like, I kind of need to know what you're doing, sir.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stop you. Not going to arrest you. Sure like to know where that AR's headed, though.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's open carry.
That
guns
should
are
definitely
crazy.
be regulated too.
Well, I was gonna say the only thing that I would like to see, I don't think much needs to change, is just make it a little bit harder for people to get a gun, because like you could literally go to a state fair.
Hey, I wasn't kidding about that hour at Walmart thing. You walk out with a shotgun. Like,
Well,
that's,
no,
that's
you could
the,
go
that's
to a
the state
gun
of the
show
situation.
at the fairgrounds
Right.
once a year and just go pick yourself up whatever the fuck
That
you
needs
want.
some looking into.
Yeah,
for
and they
sure.
Gun that
barely
was
run the
probably used in a
background.
murder
They
at some
mail the
point and
background
scratch
checks
the
in
serial
later that
numbers
day.
in.
Like,
There
you're
is
already
no
gone.
back. You can walk up, just here's $400. and
Yeah.
Get this, and like, fuck yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's how sketchy that is. So like, a little bit more regulations on people who can on who can maybe get a gun.
Sure, make it a little
or
tougher.
maybe
More
how,
extensive background
on,
checks.
or maybe on how to get a gun. Because yeah,
There is still a waiting process on like handguns though through like Walmart and Academy and like HH or whatever.
You also can't buy the bullets when you buy the gun.
Yes,
you have to
cannot buy
come
the
back at a
things.
separate time or go to a different place to buy
a
the
separate
bullets.
date.
They will not sell you
Yeah.
the gun.
it's the whole like.
So
I'm
you have
gonna
to
kill
wait
this
24
motherfucker
hours.
right now. Like,
Yeah.
I can't. Buy
Oh,
the
you
bullets,
wait, buddy.
damn it.
24
oh, I
hours.
will-
I'll see you.
I will see you
No, it's like,
tomorrow.
all right, hey, Academy's right there. Walmart's right there.
Yeah,
Let me
that's
just hit that
that's
up like
absolutely
that.
an option, but
Yeah, that's probably what
Let me
happened.
just hit that
America,
up.
yeehaw.
and-
So you think with the banning of guns, more homicide or less homicides would occur?
No,
in Oakland?
Well,
absolutely not. If I'm gonna kill somebody, I'm gonna kill
banning
somebody. I don't-
guns? I don't think you could just ban guns.
If I'm gonna kill
I
somebody, I'm
think
gonna kill
that's the
somebody.
di- I
I don't
think
need a gun to do it.
That's the difference between Great Britain and Australia.
Mhm.
Australia didn't ban them. Like you can, if I wanted a handgun, if I really wanted a handgun in Australia,
It takes like a month to
I
get
but
your
I
process through.
but I could get it, and then I proceed to go to these competitions or my club or whatever.
yeah.
In Great Britain, no, you just can't get a handgun. Period. Conversation over. Like
Right.
there's a difference between the regulation that's led to less homicides, apparently,
There are even
And
some
then-
guns that you have to have a certain like occupation or prove a reason why you actually
Right.
need that gun.
But as opposed to Great Britain, where it's like not an option at all, where things have risen. So like regulation works better than banning, and then if you go on to look at places like Switzerland, appropriate regulation works better than both of them. I guess it's like a happy middle area. I guess.
Yeah.
But what do I know about guns? Not a lot.
I don't know that much
I'm
about
mostly
it.
just scared of Apache.
And
You
also-
own a gun, though, right?
And also, let's be real, we don't know much about other cultures and kind of how.
Right, and we don't
what plays
understand
into
why
that,
is it
yeah.
really working in Switzerland and why is it really
We
working.
never
Australia,
will.
though, I would want one just for all the goddamn things that can kill you there. Not even people.
Here's the thing.
I don't think it's
Here's-
that intense.
It is that intense.
No, they have
man.
like everything there
Yeah,
can kill you.
people don't live in the outback. I had to do a report on it for an international school.
They
Right,
die.
people don't live in the outback, but people live.
No, they got spiders the size of Dustin's head. Not quite my head, not quite as small as your head, but somewhere in the middle of Dustin's head. That's how big the spiders are.
Thank you for the head comparison. Dustin, we're gonna need your head over here so we can get.
Jesus
Do I have a
Christ,
small
I'm
head?
On point. Like, I understand exactly the size of that spider right now.
I
Trying
can
to help
picture
you out.
exact
Banana
spider right
split.
now.
Big
I've
ass spider.
got it
Dingoes,
perfectly.
dingoes are eating your babies all the time out in Australia, and they don't have guns to stop the dingoes.
It's true.
Shit.
I'm gonna kill Kyler. I'm gonna go buy a gun and shoot him. I don't have to wait 24 hours.
And you can do that
I
because
don't have to wait
America.
24 hours.
What kind of gun do you have, Kyler?
I've got a shotgun at the house.
What kind of shotgun?
I don't remember, dude.
See what I mean?
Smith and
That's the
Wesson.
guy who I don't.
I was like,
What kind- I don't know.
live
It shoots
with
bullets.
it.
This is the
It's
dude
like-
you want defending you in
What
case
kind
someone.
of- what is the
I
guy-
don't fucking
I don't
know.
know.
I cock it. I pull
Yeah,
the
no,
trigger.
but
Hey,
it's
if,
fine. No, but
if
I'm
there's
saying
a
is I don't-
fucking madman running around, I'm defenseless.
Right,
If
right.
Kyler
My
has a
family's-
gun,
If he has a
But-
shotgun, I don't think I want
Yeah.
to
My
fire
family
that.
keeps guns.
That
My grandpa
shotgun's gonna hit
collects
more
them.
than
It's
one.
like, that's not a thing I support. Like, I'm not like big on it.
right?
First
They're
of all,
around.
Kyler's gonna dip out the other side. He ain't shooting.
If it
back.
was a shotgun, I don't want him shooting a shotgun into a crowd. There's gonna be a lot of
bang.
there's gonna be a lot of dead people or injured people.
Or do we have a shotgun? I don't know. There might be a shotgun still at the house. I know we've got a handgun at the house still.
Talking about your
Grandma's.
current house.
Yeah, you
No,
just
no,
see the
no,
news report
We're
now.
back in Enid.
Oh,
It's my
Kyler
grandma's.
stopped a madman
Fits in her
today, but
purse.
Also pegged three
Yeah,
children
yeah.
running by
My
in the
mom's got one as
background.
well.
yeah, in the,
Little pink,
in the
little
events
pink
that
revolver.
transpired,
So
he
we're
managed to
so we're wondering if it
shoot
was worth
buckshot
it.
in 15 people.
He fires the gun twice. He hit the perp, killed him. Also took down 3 children and an elderly man behind him.
With 2 bullets? That's a pretty good.
That's
That's
a-
pretty good
with the shotgun
bodies to
spread.
bullets ratio.
That's what it says in the interviews. Like, look, I know, like this looks bad, but if you look at it,
That's
good amount
like
of people for
that's
two
like
shots, 4
that's
people?
like 7 birds with 2 stones. Like I'm crushing
to
it,
be fair
dude.
though, 3 kids and an elderly man is almost like 2 people.
Still winning.
Either way,
Still winning.
dropping bodies.
These kids are at a terrible height, just right over the
Yeah.
chest area. Where it's firing.
Oh,
Headshot.
Yeah.
Aiming for the chest, just headshot for each kid.
So 4 kids run by, just blood takes
Kill.
the whole shot.
Oh,
Kill
man.
streak.
Yeah, so you just have the couch.
Get your UAV.
Kilimanjaro.
You just have the CS voice come up. Headshot. Just out of nowhere. Like, oh,
In the
God.
money.
Oh,
Anyways, you guys
The shooter's
wanna-
like, Jesus Christ. Like, stop firing.
What's happening?
The shooter's like, well, we need to put this guy down. He's killing kids. Like,
That escalated.
Oh,
man.
this
yeah.
real quick.
Now that we're on the death
We're
of small
derailing.
children, let's go ahead and wrap this one up. Anyways, this has been another episode of Beside the Point. Thank you for tuning in for another one.
It's hot in here.
that's besides the point.
YouTube.com/hard multiple plus sign. Still don't own the rights to that, but we will. We're also on Instagram, Hardcore Casuals, Twitter,
That's not what you look
Facebook,
up. That's,
YouTube. Type in Hardcore Casuals on the search bar for YouTube.
We
You'll
assume
find
you're
it.
already
He's real
here.
upset we don't have the URL yet.
Yeah, we will eventually, hopefully. Dustin. Anyways, thank you very much. See you next time.
See ya.